Hey guys, ILene Vick here for Teaching Adult Coloring with ILene Vick. It is Wednesday, May 26th at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, and I am live. Woo-woo! All right, come on in. Let's have some coloring fun. I hope everybody's doing okay. Got a new project I'm working on tonight for you. And I think that we're going to have a lot of fun doing it. Welcome, welcome, welcome. When you come in, please let me know that you can hear me. Da, da, da. And if you'll just give me a quick hello so that I know that I am broadcasting clearly. Hi, Julie. Hey, Mary. Oh, this is such a gorgeous, gorgeous book. Okay, you can hear me just fine. All right. Tell me on a scale from 1 to 10, with 10 being super loud, Julie. I always like to check my mic and make sure it's clear. Oh, yeah. All right. So, let me go over the calendar real quick. We've got so much going on. 5. Okay, good. Thank you. Okay, our next contest, which is the fairy contest from Claire, Coloring with Claire, ends Sunday, June 6th. The prize is a $20 gift certificate to anybody within the Amazon area, service area, which means this is worldwide. And then Dawn's contest ends Sunday, June 13th. And her prize is autographed coloring books from her. So that is pretty cool. Welcome to everybody that's either in the room or just watching. And welcome to all my YouTube viewers who see this video when I post it to YouTube. Feel free to join my Facebook group for live chat. That's always fun. Okie dokie smoky. Oh, let's see what we got here. Okay. Hey, Amy. Good to see you. Oh. All right, I just finished up this piece here for those of you that didn't see it. Oh, Sarah, so you got your stickles, but clear one didn't work. Then today, Tulip Sparkles glues 5 different ones. Okay. Tell Amazon to send you a new one, or call Ranger. Contact Ranger directly. Okay, so this little guy here is from Summer Nights by Hannah Carlzon. And you can see that I've got glitter on the wings here and the tail, and on the beads that go down to the feathers. And in this particular project, I expanded the flowers. And I added stars and moons and put glitter on top of those too, because there are only a few down here from the original artist. And I added a glue-on gem right here in green. You can see that. Isn't that cool? So I added some very nice discreet additions. You guys know I don't go crazy for the most part. So yeah, I think it turned out really well. Hello, Veranda. Okay, so tonight I am going to work out of my Posh coloring book, Inspired by Nature. This particular book is from Maddie. Thank you, Maddie, when she comes in. Do me a favor when she comes in with somebody only poco loco. Rita. Oh, que malo. Penso te amo. Pensar, I think that's it. Did I say that right? Okay. So this is a pretty nifty book. Rita from Guatemala, who says she's going to be in the United States pretty soon. June 3rd, Rita is flying to the U.S. Okay. So I figured I would color out of this one because I love this book. Let's see here. I need to get a really nice one here. June 3rd. Rita, are you counting the days? I'm sure, though, that you're going to leave friends behind, though, in Guatemala. So what, bittersweet coming back to the U.S., maybe? Tempted to do this one. Just so many nice to pick from here. Beautiful, beautiful book. This one's interesting with the black in it, the day and the night. Yeah, having to say goodbye. Roses, I know. Hi, Melba. Okay, Melba, so I should do the roses, right? This is a beautiful one, too. Yeah. I knew what you meant, Rita, when you were typing. But you know what? There's electronic communication with everybody, so you won't lose your contacts and your friends. How many years were you in Guatemala, Rita? ¿Cuántos años allí? This one's beautiful too. Da, 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 da. Oh, this one, I love that one. Melba, this is the Posh coloring book inspired by nature. Since 2003 on and off. Okay. $17, 18 years. Did I do the math right? So this is the book I'm going to be working out of. Hello, Pearl. Oh, I love all these pictures. Now, I tried to, yeah, you'd color with me, Melba. Well, it's in our affiliate link, guys, so Facebook has gone totally bonkers. Every time I post now, it posts to their stupid marketplace, which I have no idea what the heck that is. Absolutely ridiculous. All right, well, I know everybody's saying, ILene, settle on a picture. Yowza. I think that one is gorgeous too. Da, 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 da. Oh, man. Well, Melba, forgive me. I'm going to do this page. And I think we'll do this one. Okay. So, this is the Posh coloring book inspired by nature. Marjolein Baston. All right. Now. Da, 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 da. Page. Okay. How cool is that? All right. So I want to talk about for a minute these books that have the picture side by side. I just saw a lady's post in one of the groups that I'm a member of, and she was saying, you know, she was afraid to do her Kincaid book in the Disney book. And she was concerned that it didn't match the page. Look, I'm going to tell you guys, until I'm blue in the face, blue, you're not going to get the exact same result. Period. End of discussion. These are usually photographs or watercolors. These are guides. All right? Somebody repeat after me. It is only a guide. Somebody type that in for me, will you? Okay, and you're going to hear clacking. Thank you, Julie. All right, let me spray this little puppy. You can try to emulate it if you want, but I don't want to hear people having conniption fits because they don't get it exactly. So knock it off, guys. It's your interpretation of how you do this page. Okay, and the way Posh has done this book is they've done it in the light colors, light inks, instead of the black, different colors. This one, they did gray. This one they did purple. This one they did the browns. So their intention was, or is, to have it blend in with what you're coloring. Okay. So for any of you out there that are afraid to do the Kincaid books, the Disney Kincaid books, knock it off, okay? Use it as a guide, emulate it, enjoy it, have fun. Alright. So I'm going to play with my chalks. Play, play, play. Play. Can you guys tell I feel better from yesterday? So I'm feeling blessed. My COVID shot didn't knock me for a loop. I had it Monday. I am a little bit sluggish, but that's okay. La, da, 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 all right, so I'm going to get my sponge tip applicator, zoom in. Oh yay, it works. There is a technology guide. Yeah, so anyway, I tried to post a link to this book in the main page to tell you I was going to color it, but Facebook is screwing up again. And it goes to the marketplace. So I'm going to start, excuse me. Yeah, I feel very, very blessed that I didn't have any bad reaction. But I do have my Apple Watch, so if anything had happened, the only time I don't wear it is when I'm in bed, but my watch is right next to me and my phone is right next to me, so if anything happened, I could still get emergency services. Da, 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 da. Okay, so I'm adding my base color of my light turquoise. Hi, Cindy, and hello to anybody that I missed. So Julie, are you you've already started this page? I will say though that my left ear is clogged up, so hopefully I'm not too loud. Now, you can keep applying chalks until you start to get the color that you want, the color brightness. And again, I'm using my sponge tip applicators. I love these. Love, 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 love. Those are also in our affiliate list. Da, 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 da. Oh, you haven't started it. You're going to start someday soon. Well, why don't you start like right now? Since you'd be coloring it with me. Da 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 dum. Okay, so there's my turquoise. And now I'm going to come in with my Master 3125. Jean, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Now, I'm going to try and keep in both sides on the screen so you can see what I'm doing. Now, if you look carefully on this piece is darker and this piece is darker. So I'm going to go ahead and work these two sides. Oh, okay, Julie, that's fine. Fair enough. Now, I'll do what I can to eliminate these lines. We'll see what we can do with that. All right. Oh, that Circle of Life book, you guys are going nuts with that book. I'm so glad you guys have been having fun with that. Okay. Now, I want you to know that while I'm doing this, I'm not looking to copy this little puppy exactly. I'm using it to get the general idea of how it's going to look. Then I'm going to take a little bit of this and a little bit of that. Now, the neat thing about coloring something like this is it really makes you sensitive to noticing colors. And so when you look at this picture, you're going to notice brown, you're going to notice a military green, khaki green, olive green maybe. And I want you to look at it for the colors that it has, all right? And I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but you know, I've been coloring for years. And when I go outside, I notice a lot more colors and the subtleties of color. So I'm using, what am I using? This is a Cool Bank 145 to pull in a little bit darker of the turquoise. And you guys know that I have no problems about adding streaks of my own, for example, right? Zoom in. See that? All right. And the other thing that I want you to pick up, oh, you ordered some more stickles. Yay. Oh, that's cool, Sarah. Zoom out. Hey, Ashley. All right. Now, we've got some greenish tones in here. So I'm going to go ahead and use my eyeshadow to add that. Everybody see how I'm doing that? And I'm using the tip of my sponge tip applicator. Remember I showed you how I put it in my hand and I hold it like this. And that gives me great control. Unfortunately, I have to block the camera when I'm doing that, but I'm sure you understand. And I'm also adding a little bit of dark gray here. And then what I'm going to do is smooth all this out because it is looking too streaky, okay? So I'm going to take my turquoise pencil, which is my basic color here, and smooth all this out. Now we've got a little bit of green in here, so that'll work beautifully here in the gray. And what we also have too is some dark blue. I'm sorry, Rhonda, no, you tried what? Yours is more interesting than the guide. That set of eyeshadow, no. This is BH Cosmetics. Send me. No, I didn't see the lunar eclipse this morning. Julie, send me a text to add it. That's the best way to remind me. But I just got that larger set, and that one is in there, the 120, and that's got a ton, Julie, of browns in it. And that one would be better because you'll have all those browns for faces. Excuse me, I'm trying to get a blue here. There we go. So, Julie, go with the one that's there, that's the 120. I just ordered it for myself. Okay, now I'm going to do lots of blending on this. finger is fine in this case. And I'm just going to enhance a couple of these brown areas in here. All right. And then we'll go ahead and put this brown edge here. Da, da, da. And I want some of these brown lines. Oops, my point just fell off. And it fell off again. Hold on. So a couple of these lines I want to be nice and sharp. So I'm using a sharpened point with my pencil. Okay, and I'm going to blend a little bit. All right, zoom out. And if you're still not satisfied with the blending, go ahead and grab your pencil your blending pencil and blend that up. All right, I think we're in pretty good shape here. I'm going to leave that for now. How did I find that set of eyeshadow? I just went through Amazon and I was looking at different ones. Here, let me show you on camera the one that I'm talking about. Hold on. I really like it because it's got a ton of brown shades in it for skin. Okay, here's the one I looked at. Take a screenshot if you want. $120 color sets. Look at all the browns in there. Now, if you don't want that many browns, you can go get another different one. It just depends what you're after. So if you're after a lot of, if you're not after a lot of browns, this set's not for you. See all these browns? All right, the one that I got, and they may have changed the packaging by now. Okay. Here's a good one by Fantasy. I'm sorry, it's by Prism Makeup. $10. And it's got a bunch of colors on it. Anything like this will do ya. Okay, so you don't want that first one, Julie. Just look for one that's got a lot of colors in it, and this one does. So that would probably be a good one for you right there. So that's by Prism Makeup. And that looks very similar to the packaging that I've got. Okay? Oh, okay. All right, Lila. Okay. Back to what we're doing here. Now, remember, if you have your colors are a little too bright or too prominent, that's a better word, which this is. Now I'm going to go ahead and go over this with my white Prismacolor. And that'll give you a really nice soft look. Okay? All right, there we go. So I'm going to pop away my eyeshadows right now. So guys, if you can't afford chalks, Faber-Castell, get yourself your eyeshadows. And I have both. Hey, whatever works, you know. But then, of course, I always get extra materials because I want to get stuff so that to demonstrate. All right, so let's work on the building here. Zoom in. Now, this whole piece here, you can do it in one of two ways. You can do it in soft colors, like what I'm doing, or you can go with your more vibrant colors. So let me see if I can keep both sides in camera range for you. And also, I don't know if I've talked about this before, but even if you have a page that you don't have any coloring on at all, put your hand on a paper towel. Oh, Mary says they've got 72 colors for 24. Okay. Yeah, I think that's a little bit pricey though, because we had 120, I think, for 10 bucks. Now, again, guys, I don't want you to get fussy about emulating this piece exactly, okay? And again, I'm okay with blending with my finger because we want that nice soft look. I need a darker brown. I do. The book is the Posh coloring book inspired by nature, Lila. And remember, guys, we're emulating, we're not copying, okay? And I'm going to bring a little bit of this darker brown back in to the panel. I knew I needed it. I knew I'd be using it below. So there we go. Much better. You know that I have absolutely no problem with going back and forth on areas, and I picked up the brown that I knew I'd be needing, and so that's why I went ahead and waited and then put it up on there. All right. Oh, watercoloring book of Bob Ross, yeah. All right, now I'm going to take black and I'm going to enhance this dark brown. We've talked about this before. Let's see where my line is. And this is where it is critically important that you turn your pencil and keep that point, all right? And I've got a little mark on there that I don't want. Ha ha! Isn't it amazing how one little mark can like draw your eye to it like ridiculously? All right. All right, so I've got a really light pink on here. Pinkish beige I'm going for. La-da-dum. 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 I hope you can hear the music in the background, otherwise I'm going to be sounding like a total idiot, right? La-da-da-da-da-dum. Somebody tell me you can hear the music in the background if you can. La-da-dum. Oh, Gaga on Amazon has 252 colors for $20. Ooh. Mary, would you please send me that link? Don't post it in the room, please. I'll make an affiliate out of it. Thank you, Mary. La-da-dum. All right. Now I'm using Arteza Expert Copper Color to give that pink that little bit of brown. And then I'm going to pull that brown down my colors here. All right, this is where you need to be really observant, is we've got a light patch right in here and one in here. So if you want to go ahead and emulate that, that's fine. Not the end of the world if you don't. And also, I'm using the side of my pencil to get a really, really soft shading here. And it would help if I stayed on camera. And again, I'm going to use my finger because we've got squishy, blendy, soft colors here. Mary, did you see my comment about sending me that link in a direct message? All right, now if I want to emulate my color a little more here, because I've got browns, I'm going to go ahead and throw a little pink on there. And I think that's going to make it look pretty cool. Okay? All right. And it looks like if we look here, we've got a light line going down. So I'm going to go ahead and erase that a little bit. And then I'll reblend it. Okay, in Amazon, there's that little square in the upper right-hand corner on the item. And it's got the square with the arrow going upward. You click on that, and it says copy link. All right. Did you find it, Miss Mary? Okay, Mary, see this? Look at your screen. See that little box there with the upward arrow? on whatever product is, just click that little puppy, and then it says copy, well, this says copy associates link. And that'll do it. Da, 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 da. Okay. Zoom out. Excuse my shadow. My shadow. Okay. Anybody have any questions so far about what I'm doing? Da-dum. Let's see what we got here. So we'll go like that. Side of the pencil to get a really nice... Hi, Charla. Charla from Billington is watching. Welcome, Charla. Now, one of the things that you can do if you are ever trying to decide about a pencil color is hold your pencil up against the shade on the page. And if that helps you, cool. Da, 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 da. Okay. Da, da, da. Zoom in. Okay, Rhonda, when you go to the product, I'm sorry, Mary. Whatever product you are interested in on Amazon, there's that little box in the upper right-hand corner. See that with the square and the upward arrow? So you click on that, and then it'll say copy link. And then that's what you want to paste in a message to me. Does that make sense, Miss Mary? Cool. And that way, if you have other products that you want to show your friends or somebody, you can do that. So Charlotte, welcome to the group. And for anybody that just came in, I'm doing the Posh coloring book inspired by nature. So Charlotte, if you have any questions, feel free. We got a great group in here. And if you just want to watch, that's cool too. Now, in the picture, we've got a lot more of the wood grain, right? Oh, you lurk in the balcony, Charla? Okay. Cool. And Miss Charla, you do know that this goes to video afterwards, right? Okay, so let's get our curved in here. We love our lurkers. Lurk, 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 lurk. Okay, and then again, I have no problem blending with my finger. And I will go back and get a little bit more pink into that brown just to emulate the page to the left. So Charla, how long have you been lurking? Are you a long-time lurker? And guys, don't be afraid to play with your colors, okay? All right. So let's go ahead and shade in some of our areas. Now remember, turn your pencils a little bit. That's important when you're doing these sharp lines. Several months you participated in the live? Okay. I'm sorry if I didn't remember you. Charla. Okie dokie smoky. Now, depending on how close you want to be to your color, you can go ahead and get out of there. All right, I'm had it. And don't forget, guys, that if you don't have a pencil that exactly matches the color, you can go ahead and combine other ones to get what you want. All right, zoom out, zoom out. All right, let's take a look. I'm using a little bit of, what am I using? This is a gray, a warm gray, to tone down. The pink color. So I don't want anybody freaking out when you start to put a color down and it doesn't come out the way that you want it, all right? You can work with layers to get what you want. And again, we are not copying the image on the top, on the left, right? We are what? Emulating it. Okie dokie smoky. Let's see here. So let me start working up here. But before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and do my area in between. So let's get our shadow going. Zoom in. Now, your immediate knee-jerk action might be to use black, okay? Please don't do that. Start with a gray and then darken it from there, okay? Black is a pretty hefty color to start out with, and it doesn't give you much wiggle room at all to play around with it. So I put in a little bit gray. Oh, that little box is not showing up? Okay. Mary, take a screenshot and send it to me. No worries, Mary. Don't worry about it. I can look at the brand and I'll find it. Okay. So I'll start with my pink on my wood. Excuse my arm. Go with a very light brown. And pop in a little bit of my gray over it. Now I'm going to take a little bit of my gray here and pencil in some of my lines here. We can do all the detail stuff later on. Sometimes I'll do it partially. Excuse my arm. Oh, okay, Rhonda. Shoot me a picture of the cover. All right, let's play with some shading here. Now, it doesn't matter where you start. Well, oh, Mary, you on the eyeshadow? Yeah, if it's got the colors that you want, sure. Now, notice the picture on the right does not have our little swirly things here. So we have to go ahead and add those in ourselves, which is, it's our wood grain. Keep your pencil sharp. Not your tongue. Oh, that just popped in my mind. Now, is this side-by-side picture working for you guys? Sandra, I don't know if thrift books is selling overstocks or reprinting. You got to be careful of that. Don't know. Okay. I mean, if the printing is fuzzy, I would sure wonder. Because, oops, that may be like a copy of a copy that somebody is just trying to pawn off. Okay, now. Since my picture on the right doesn't have all the detail and wood marks of the left, this is where I'm adding my own. Well, Mary, if you're going to practice grayscale, you know, get a simple book. You know that floral book that I got? That's very simple. Okay. Zoom out. Not too shabby. All of this will make sense in a few more minutes. You know that. You know I like to lay down my colors and go back and tweak and have fun with it. Now, this is another reason why you can't copy this directly, because all the little marks on here are not on here. Zoom in. And that right there, if you're trying to copy it directly, I'm trying to get hiccups. If you're trying to copy it directly, that's where you're going to set yourself up for failure, because the same marks are not on the right hand side as they are on the left. So that's another reason why I want you to get out of this mind frame that you've got to copy it directly. Gee guys, can you tell that I don't want you to copy directly? I just don't want to see you guys set yourself up for disappointment. That's why I keep pounding on this concept. So quit it. Oh my. Let's do a little coloring here. Okay, let's soften these lines. Do, do, do. All right, so let's soften up all these lines. I'm using a white Prismacolor. Now, if you want to keep them looking a little more intense, like they were before, that's fine. It's your picture. Mm-hmm. I want to lighten this one area. There we go. Now again, remember, I can see these lines that you're seeing on the screen, but you're not seeing them on the left. So I am enhancing what I'm seeing on the left. All right. Da-da-da-dum. All right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do the shading down here. Good night, Lila. on this vertical line, we're going to go ahead and emphasize our little nuances here. All right. And again, guys, don't feel that you have to finish every area that you're in. Why? Because as you're doing the rest, your colors will make sense. Hi, ILene. This is Zoom Out. Zoom Out. This is the Posh coloring book inspired by nature. I did a flip through a while back. Dun, dun. Okay. Any questions so far? I need to take a drink of water. Hold on. Hello, Kathy. How are you doing, sweetie? Kathy has entered the room. Kathy, your enthusiasm is infectious. Kathy blew through the door. All right, let's move down to some stairs. Hey, Wanda. All right, guys, I want to show you something. Zoom in. Zoom in. Okay, do you see all the lines? Zoom in. Zoom in. Do you see all the detail lines that are on this picture? That's the lines I'm working with on the right-hand side. Zoom out. Zoom out. Zoom out. Now I will be working on this yet. By no means is this upper part finished. So hang in there for the ride, guys. Well, Charlotte, I'm glad that you can stay until 9. That's great. Oh, that's fun, Kathy. Dylan, glad you could make it. Now, one of the things that I'm also doing is I'm using colors to try and eliminate some of these lines. Well, thank you, Kath. And I also want you to see, and I've talked to you guys about this many, many times, to not get discouraged with your piece partway through. Again, the left page is what? What's the word? Somebody tell me. Oh, come on. One of you can stop coloring long enough to give me the word. It's a guide. Thank you, Mary. An emulation. That's good. That's a good word, too. And hi, Sandra, by the way. I missed you coming in before, so I'm sorry. So I want you to see this page coming to life. There you go. Kathy says she calls it her cheat sheet to help her. Yes, 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 yes. I mean, what would happen if I decided to do this in shades instead of browns? Maybe blues, right? Or reds, more red. You guys have got to stop beating yourself up on the way you color. Just knock it off, guys, please. Oh, let me see what I can do with that. Because that's not the color. All right. So I'm going with a very light green. This is an olive green. And by putting it on top of this goldish brown, it gives me that the right tint that I want. You'll see this in a little bit. And Charlotte, that is exactly right. She says, I'm constantly having to remind myself it's not a contest. It's supposed to be fun. And Charlotte, it's supposed to be a way for you to learn and get better. And the second you start that self-doubt, and I'm talking to everybody, you beat yourself up, then you're setting yourself up for failure. And if you're working on a piece and you accidentally go in a totally wrong direction with the color for some reason, if something happens, then what you do is you just adjust your whole piece around that mistake. And what I'm trying to tell you guys is you're a better colorist when you can recover from a mistake instead of just throwing it away. Okay, now I'm going to cover this green with my previous pencil that I used on here. And this thing about being embarrassed to post in front of everybody else, are you kidding? Listen, everybody else is, you know, has different skill levels. And this is why I emphasize to everybody, this is a teaching group. And when you post your stuff, we all get ideas from it. I've had people post and they'll say, well, I screwed up such and such, and I look at their piece, and when I first saw it, it never occurred to me that they had screwed it up. So in their eyes, they had screwed it up. But when I looked at it, it looked fine. That's kind of like you guys driving and you get stopped by a police officer and he comes to your window and you say, hey officer, sorry I was speeding. And he says, well, I wasn't stopping you for speeding, I was stopping you for your taillight being out. Hello, right? Okay. And I'm going to keep haranguing on you guys about this until you get it through your heads. And that's not the color I want. All right. Now, I'm using black to get away with this shadow. And I'm using it very, very sparingly and very lightly. And the reason I'm able to get away with it is because I've got so many layers of pencil underneath this. So it's not coming out a true black. And I also want you to notice that I'm not pressing hard at all. The way that I'm doing this shading, I'm doing it by repeated strokes. And what I do is I am repeating it until it comes up the shade that I want. I guarantee you guys that any artist that's hanging, you know, has their stuff hanging in the museums, Monet, Rembrandt, you know, Picasso, pick one. People walk up to their pieces and they go gaga over them. And I will bet you that that artist, if you asked him, could point out 10 flaws that he or she thinks are there that nobody else sees. So you guys, you just gotta stop this, please. And don't be embarrassed to post your stuff. When you're posting, you're helping somebody else. That's the whole idea of this group. You guys are getting awfully quiet. Oh my. Okay. What I would suggest you do is if you have a post and you think you messed something up, then you post your image and you say, I think I messed up, and then fill in whatever you think you messed up. And then invite comments. Does that make sense? That would be the smartest way that you could post. I've seen posts where people have said, oh my gosh, I'm so proud of this. Yes, yes, yes. Good for you. Okay, let me get some dark gray in here. Bronze. And if anything, guys, like I said, this is what this group is all about, right? I mean, I've seen people post in other groups, they'll say something like, you know, this is my da 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 da, what do you think of it? And then they'll say, please be kind. Well, you know, first of all, people, for the most part, are not going to be snotty when they say something. But if you post something like that that says, please be kind, then right there, people are going to hesitate to say what they think. And the other thing that I want you to keep in mind too is when you color something, it's not what you think of it, it's what other people looking at it think of it. I could be doing a coloring and think it's the greatest thing since sliced bread, and if that piece is yucky and nobody likes it, what was the point? If you really want this group to benefit you, then ask for advice. And also when you post, don't say, I hate this piece, and then post it. You know, well, what does that mean? What don't you like about it? Please be more specific. Because a lot of times that's going to fall back into you. Let's see what I'm doing here. You being harsh on yourself when everybody else thinks it's okay. You got to tell us what you think you don't like, and then we can take a look at it and say, well, you know, I think it looks fine. I mean, Miss Rhonda the other day posted a picture that the area behind the house was supposed to look like a mountain. And she had problems doing that, coloring it. Now, when I initially looked at it, I thought that it looked like a field. And I thought, that looks cool. I like it. Well, she said it was supposed to be a mountain. Okay. Well, it wasn't a mountain. It looked like a field. That's fine. She asked my advice on it. And she learned from it. Okay, let me smooth this out. So I really want you guys to quit beating up on yourself and let the chips fall where they may. Do your best job when you're putting in a picture. And then ask. Okay. Does that make sense, guys? And I shouldn't have wiped that with my hand, but I did. Don't do that. Sorry. All right. All right. Okay, I've got to redo this spot here. I screwed it up. Excuse me. Don't you hate that when you erase a spot and then you put your pencil back in it and then you covered up the same thing again? Oh, every once in a while I do that. All right. Okie dokie. Excuse me. Zoom out. All right. Let's do a reality check. Not too shabby. I need some more water, excuse me. Miss Charla, good night. Good night, good night, good night. I'm glad you could make it. Okay, so a needle pulling thread, la, a note to follow, so tea, a drink with jam and bread. So can you guys hear the background noises okay? Good night, Charla. Good night, Charla. Good night, Charla. So glad you could make it tonight. Okay, I'm going to show you a little trick. Okay, Charla. That's cool. I'm here every night, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. All right. Zoom in. Zoom in. So I'm going to put a little white inside this can. And you'll see what the method to my madness is in a moment. And then I'm going to come in with my black. And that's going to soften my black a little bit. So if you need to do a dark gray, but you want it to be a softer gray, put your white down first and then put some black on there. Miss Melba, how are you doing tonight? It's gonna be a heat wave. Refresh my memory where you are, Amy. Okay, so now we've got this black looking a neat grayish black. And I'm going to do this little trick now with my entire, oops, not with that side of the pencil. With my entire can. And then, and then, and then. Here we go. Okay, now we can go ahead and put on our shades of gray. And I really haven't talked about this much before, guys. But when you do this with white pencil, I want you to watch this. You've got that layer now. You can go ahead and take your finger and smear your pencil. And that's going to give you a nice soft look. See how that's working out? Bet you never thought of that before. Everybody see how I'm doing that? I was playing around with my pencils one day. I thought, you know, there'd be a really neat way to do this. And keep in mind, I'm using black. Everybody see that? Questions, comments? All right. I'm sorry, Kathy, I do. All right, now, let me turn this sideways, if you don't mind, for a moment. Good night, Miss Amy. I'm coloring very lightly. Medium to light. You never, ever, ever color hard. Oh, when blending with fingertip. Oh, okay, I thought you meant with pencil. Medium. I mean, just whatever pressure that it takes to move the pencil. I'd say about medium. Everybody see how neat that technique makes this look? Okay, now I'm going to use a medium gray and mix that in here. And because we have the white pencil underneath, this is how you're getting this really neat effect. All right. And this is very similar to me. Good night, Sandra. This is all very similar to using marker. ahead and use a nice light gray. On this part where the handle goes through. And I'm going to go back with my black, which is now coming out this lighter color because of the white that I put underneath. And I'll go ahead and blend that shadow. Does that make sense, everybody? All right. And we'll go ahead and tint our handle. And blend that as well. I'm cutting out, Rhonda. I wasn't aware that there was what's going on. In and out. Okay, anybody else having that problem? Rhonda, you might want to step out of the room and then step back in again. And a little lighter gray here. And then any areas that you want to have the lighter color, just go ahead and erase. And reblend as necessary. All right, let's take a look at this whole thing and see how we're looking. Zoom out. Zoom out. All right, what do you guys think? Questions on how I did this? And then I'm going to go ahead and clean up those flowers a little bit. Okay. So what do you think? Thumbs up? Or yeah. All right. I'm having too much fun with this. Okay. Now, we need some rust on here. So that's going to be a nice rusty red. So we want a reddish brown. And so now I'm going to bring some rust color down. So I'm taking some reddish brown and then I'm putting some brown on top of that. So if you've got a reddish brown color and it's too red for you, pop some brown on it and you'll be just fine. Rhonda, did that help? Going out and coming back in? You're welcome, Rhonda. So put your reddish brown down first, and then put your regular brown on top of that if you've got too much red, okay? All right. Let's get a little rust down here. Zoom in. All right, so let's not put too much rust on here. There we go. Now again, my rust is a little more robust than what's in the picture. That's fine. Your picture, your way. Okay. Okie dokie smoky. Hello, Jean. Good night, Miss Kathy. Yeah, I'm only going to be on for about 20 more minutes, sweetie. There we go. Okay. Zoom out. Anybody have questions or comments? There we go. Good night, Miss Wanda. Okay, so there's the can. There's the inspiration for it. La, da, 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 da. Zoom in. Oh, Rhonda, thank you. I do. Like I said, I'm still feeling a little, you know, a little bit quieter than my normal. Zoom in. Good night, Kathy. Sweet dreams, sweetie. So I'm going to shadow my turquoise around my handle with my gray. And I'm going to add a little bit of black. Now remember, this is all on top of my white pencil. Pretty nifty. And then I'm going to add a little bit of brownish rust. And we'll get down that handle. And I'm going to add a little bit of black, but because I have the white pencil on here, I'm going to use my pen. And then I'm going to erase around it. There we go. Questions? Zoom out. So I'm going to play with the post just a little bit. Don't be afraid to use your fingers, guys, to rub that. And then I have this area right by the kettle, which is going to be black. But again, I'm going to take my white pencil and lay down a base color of white. And then I'm going to color it in black, over it with black. And that's going to give me a totally different color than my can, which is what I wanted. Everybody see how cool that looks? Now, important point, zoom in, zoom in. Now look at this. Because I put the white down first, it made my black area in here look lighter. And then I could come through with my black pencil and darken my edges to give me that beautiful shading. Everybody see that? Zoom out. Zoom out. Look at that, guys. There you go. And then I'm also going to go back over here just a touch. With my black. And I've got enough colors and layers here that I can come in and it's going to look gray. And that's where we're going to get our dimensional shading. And I'm even going to go up here and just barely, and I mean barely, touch this with a little bit of black. There you go. Zoom out. Questions? What do you think? Thumbs up? Thumbs down? I'm thinking it looks kind of cool. But more importantly, what I want to know is if you had this book, would you feel comfortable coloring it based on what I've been showing you tonight? I'm just going over this with a little white in a couple of these areas. I'm thinking it looks pretty cool. I'm happy with it. Okay, it is almost 10 o'clock. I'm going to call it an evening. I hope you learned something. And again, we're using the left-hand page to emulate, right? And to help us. That's it. I'm going to put a little more blue in this handle. There we go. Cool. Even better. All right, guys. That's it. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for spending time with me tonight. Guys, thank you so much. Joyous, joyous coloring. And I will see you tomorrow night, same time, same place. Take care, guys. Love you all. Bye.